That's for Chieftain's, got a grant, that pays for grant, right, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took Asia about that today, so she's.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
So we have a new firefighter.
Yes, I'm gonna have to accuse myself from that vote.
Yeah.
A little nepotism maybe if I don't.
Suppose, yeah. Suppose.
Listed as the emergency.
Yeah.
It would be really bad if you voted nay. Strife in the family. I saw this,
Okay. Yeah, 1 minute you could do that.
No.
Yeah,
where's my phone, anything else?
guess that means we probably ought to do this. Huh?
Yeah, I'll start.
All right. Then.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We gotta work on your patient end.
Too fast?
Yes, like
Oh,
the hot rod he's building.
yeah, that's true.
All right.
I think sounds awesome.
Hmm,
Can start with the consent agenda.
yep. That might be on the thing. All right, first up, the consent agenda.
Make the motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? I love this consent agenda stuff.
Yeah.
All right, no discussion, all in favor?
All right.
Unanimous?
Full credit.
Oh,
She's got to list out separately, so.
Oh.
Separate.
oh, okay, all right, I see what we're doing here then. Well, isn't that part of the consent
I would have
agenda?
thought I just have to recuse myself from the one fire department membership application.
All right, well, let's do that one with the pool credit as part of the consent agenda.
Okay,
So,
I'll make a motion that we approve the fire department membership application.
Second.
I just have to announce that I have to recuse help from that for familial connection.
Just,
any discussion?
it's good
All in
job.
favor?
I know, yeah,
Aye.
aye.
Unanimous with one recusal.
Just keeping everything.
I like it, above board.
That's-
All right.
That's a good way.
All right, first up, we have time, we're just gonna. You approve the minutes?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes. Second.
Any discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the payment of the bills in the A fund number 775 through 934 in the amount of $203,287.11. F and G funds vouchers number 252 through 289 in the amount of $130,909.27. And the TNA fund vouchers number 27 through 29 in the amount of $3,001.88. Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, privilege of the floor.
If I might, Mr. Mayor,
Sure.
very quick.
Of course.
Good to be here, everybody. Just wanted to bring to your attention from the county legislature, that, last Thursday, there was a special session of the county legislature, to reject a bid, from Transdev for the operation and maintenance of Cortland County Public Transportation. So that will impact, some residents, here in Homer. Particularly as the public transportation route includes back and forth to the Racker Center. So the county is going to be assuming those costs under its banner for the next few months, starting in October. to make sure that those kids, get back and forth, to the Racker Center as they always have. And we're excited about the possibilities of, working with a different partner, in the upcoming future, for the operation of those transportation routes. So wanted to bring that to your attention.
So there's no more First Transit?
That's correct.
Okay, interesting. You have some,
Yeah, will that affect our, you're gonna take care of those that use it for the Racker Center, how about everybody else?
They'll be taken care of.
Okay.
Yes.
can you speak to, I'm hearing that the county might be coming after more of our sales tax?
I'm not part of that committee, so I can't, I don't have any comment, but, I will find out more information for you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Thought we already found that out. Okay. See, we're just gonna skip over and go to the East Street resolution conveyance.
Let me, your attorney, Bob McKittrick, is allowed me to, talk to you about this, because he can't be available. I've been staying out of this. I became the village attorney. What he has prepared is a short form seeker, short form seeker for your consideration. And this strictly involves, this seeker strictly involves only the conveyance of the real property of the road, which is D Street. So it's not really dealing with the project itself.
Just the road.
It's only dealing with the road. That's the deed that's going to be tendered by Arbor Flats to the village. So you look at the seeker in that light. The only thing, probably before you start going through this, is that you should do a resolution. The board should do a resolution that they are going to be the lead agency for this conveyance. And it's going to be a uncoordinated review. So you're just going to be resolved to be lead agency to handle the seeker on this conveyance. So you need that resolution for starters.
All right, well, since Dan's not here,
Well, no, we need to name ourselves lead agency.
Yeah, name yourself.
Oh, okay.
All
So
what
you're-
you do, this is what you do.
I thought-
Someone makes a motion to resolve that the village of Homer will act as lead agency for secret purposes for the conveyance of the D Street property from Arbor Brook Flats to the village of Homer.
I
I'll make that
such-
motion as he said it.
Yeah,
That would be easier.
I will second that motion. as he
Okay.
said it.
And then I can help you here.
To say.
Part one has already been filled out by you.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, now part one has already been filled out by your attorney. I'll read it for you, and then we'll get to part two. Part one is project and sponsor information, name of action for project East Street conveyance, project location described, attach a map. You know it's East Street, see exhibit A, brief description of proposed action, conveyance of D Street in the village of Homer by Arbor Brook Flats LLC, name of applicant or sponsor, village of Homer, address 31 North Main Street, Homer, New York. Okay, now this is, does the proposed action involve the legislative adoption of a plan, local law, ordinance, administrative rule, or regulation? It's marked no. Remember, this is just for the conveyance, okay? Does the proposed action require a permit, approval, or funding from any other governmental agency? It's marked no. Everyone have a problem with that? We'll talk about adopting this in this part one in a minute. It says here in number 3, total acreage, greater than 1 acre. Everyone agree with that? Check number 4, check all land uses that occur on or adjoining or near the proposed action, rural, non-agriculture, agricultural, residential, suburban, that's number 4. Everyone agree with that? Okay. 5 is proposed action, A, a permitted use under the zoning regulations. It's check yes. B, consistent with adopted comprehensive plan, check yes. 6 is the proposed action consistent with predominant character of the existing built or natural landscape. Everyone okay with 5 and 6?
Yes.
Okay. Is the site of the proposed action located in or does it adjoin a state listed critical environmental area? It's checked no. Everyone okay with that? 8A, will the proposed action result in a substantial increase in traffic above present levels? Check no. Are public transportation services available at or near the site of the proposed action? Check no. Are any pedestrian accommodations or bicycle routes available on or near the site of the proposed action? That's marked yes. Any problem with that?
Nope.
Okay. 9, does the proposed action meet or exceed the state and energy code requirements? It's checked no. Everyone okay with that? Probably more non-applicable, but checking it. Will the proposed action connect to an existing public or private water supply? For purposes of this speaker, it's marked no. Okay, and then let's do 11. Will the proposed action connect to existing wastewater utilities? That is marked no. And in my discussion with Bob McKittrick, remember, when there's going to be a hookup of water and sewer, going to have to come back for another seeker on the hookup for the water and sewer.
This is just the road.
This is
Right.
just the road, that's why,
Sewer, water.
that's why it's marked
There
no.
better not be.
Exactly. Does the proposed site contain or is it substantially contiguous to a building, archaeological site or district which is listed on the National or State Register of Historic Places or has been determined by the Commissioner of the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation to be eligible for listing on the state register? It's marked no. B, is the project site or any portion of it located in or adjacent to an area designated as a sensitive archaeological sites on the New York State Historic Preservation? That's SHPO, you know, the acronym there. It's marked no. Everyone okay with that? Does any portion of the site of the proposed action or lands adjoining the proposed action contain wetlands or other water bodies? It's checked no. Would the proposed action physically alter or encroach into any existing wetland or water body? That's marked no. Everyone okay with that?
The only thing I'd like to expound upon that, Fran, is that it's water bodies regulated by federal, state.
That's fine. 14, identify the typical habitat types that occur on or likely to be found on the project site. Check all that apply. It's suburban. You don't need to check anything there. You okay with marking suburban? Remember, again, this is your attorney doing this. Does the site of the proposed action contain any species of animal or associated habitats listed by the state or federal government as threatened or endangered? It's marked no. Everyone okay with that? Is the project site located in a 100-year floodplain? Marked no. Everyone okay with that?
Mhm.
17, will the proposed action create stormwater discharge either from the point or non-point sources? If yes, he's marked all 3 boxes no. The stormwater discharge to adjacent properties. Will stormwater discharges be directed to established conveyance systems? And that's it. He's marked no on everything there. You okay with that?
It's not a big parking lot, so you're not gonna have any water.
Okay. Everyone okay with 17?
Yes.
Okay, 18, does the proposed action include construction or other activities that would result in the impoundment of water or other liquids? It's checked no. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Has the site of the proposed action or adjoining property been the location of an active or closed solid waste site? It's marked no. Everyone okay with that?
Yes.
Has the site of the proposed action or adjoining property been the subject of remediation for hazardous waste? It's marked no. Okay, everyone okay with that? Now, if the board is okay with the answers of 1 through 20, your next resolution is going to be that you authorize the mayor to sign. I hope you have a copy, Mayor.
I do
You
one.
sign that you have approved of part 1 of the seeker.
I make a motion that we allow the mayor to sign, approve on part 1 of the seeker. Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna go to part 2. I bought my reading glasses.
You're doing good.
Number one, now you're gonna have to answer either no small, if we know, or small impact, or moderate to large impact. Remember, this is just the conveyance, okay? Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
I say no.
No.
So you're gonna mark the no box. Will the proposed action result in a change in use of the intensity of use of land?
I say no. It's moderate. Well,
Well, no, because
The road itself.
it's just the road.
Just the roads, remember, don't forget, we've already gone to the planning board and then a
Okay.
longer form seeker. There's gonna be some other times, this is just the road.
Okay.
As your attorney did, put this
Mhm.
together.
Mhm.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
no.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
No.
Okay. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
6, will the proposed action cause an increase, in the use of energy, and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
No.
7, will the proposed action impact existing A, public or private water supplies?
No. Mhm.
B, public, private wastewater treatment utilities?
No.
8, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
9, will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources?
No.
10, will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
No.
11, will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
Okay, now, if you agree that there's no to all of those 11 questions, we move on to the next page, which said 2 or 2, where you make a determination of significance. And there's 2 boxes. Check this box if you have determined based on the information, analysis above, that based upon supporting documentation, the proposed action may result in one or more potentially large or significant adverse impacts. Or check this box if you have determined based on the information and analysis above and any supporting documentation, the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. If you're, whatever box you're going to do, you make a resolution that board is resolving to check whatever box you want to check, and then you're authorizing the mayor to sign part 3.
I make a motion that we resolve that we check the box if we have determined based on the information analysis above and any supporting documentation that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts and authorize the mayor to sign as such.
Need a second?
Yes.
I'll do that.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Fine it is.
You can do whatever you want as far as the resolution.
Okay.
I'm done talking.
Thanks. All right,
Oh, do you want to go ahead and get the resolution accepting that done?
we might as well. You gonna read it? You want me to read it?
Sure.
Yeah, you read it.
All right. A resolution accepting the conveyance of D Street as a village street. At a meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Homer held at Town Hall, 31 North Main Street, Homer, New York, on the 13th day of August, 2024, the following resolution was offered and seconded. Whereas a certain parcel of land has been offered for dedication to the Village of Homer as a village street by Arbor Brook Flats LLC, and whereas said land is commonly known as D Street and is set forth more fully in the description attached hereto as Exhibit A, and shown on a survey map made by Stockwind Surveying entitled Lands of Arbor Brook Flats LLC, reputed owner by R. James Stockwind LLS, number 49012, and whereas notice was given that the village board scheduled a public hearing for July 23rd, 2024 at 6:00 p.m. Notice of said public hearing was duly advertised in the official newspaper of the village and posted on the village clerk's signboard. And whereas said public hearing was duly held on the 23rd day, July 2024 at 6:00 PM. And all parties in attendance were permitted an opportunity to speak on behalf of or in opposition of the dedication. And whereas pursuant to Part 617 of the implementing regulations of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, it has been determined by the village board that the conveyance of said property constitutes an unlisted action. The village board has considered the possible environmental impacts of the action and has determined that it will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and the village board adopts a negative declaration with respect thereto. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the village board of the Village of Homer hereby accepts the conveyance and dedication of D Street, and said conveyance shall be recorded in the office of the county clerk pursuant to village law, section 6-610, and
Be it further resolved.
I don't have,
You don't have that next
I
page.
don't have that next
Be it
page.
resolved,
Oh,
further
no, and be
resolved.
it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. Oh, there it is, all right.
I'll make a second. On the resolution.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we got a new road.
Just so you know, I have the deed, the gains after, all the other documents prepared. I sent them down to Bob for his review before I have anything signed.
Great,
Okay.
thank you, Frank.
So now that we have accepted the next steps for the development,
Well, the next step is to get the deed signed and recorded. But I want Bob, if he's got any questions with the legal description and things like that, to make sure there's no issues. Then the next step will be to get everything recorded. The street will be officially the villages. And then from a development standpoint, that's more of a question for Arbor Brook Flats and these guys. And then I think the other issue that I think will start coming up is the water and the sewer hookup. He can explain that more.
okay.
Yeah, I think what we're looking to do now, and thank you very much for that, we appreciate it. We're anxious to get going. Rough time of the year now to try to bring everybody in, but next step really is for us to get all the utilities back together, all those things, because we have to plan all those installations again. So we have electrical contractors that have to pull it. We have National Grid. We got to get back on their schedule to get the power pulled in once we get that set up. We got the gas company. What we're gonna try to be doing is putting together a big meeting on all of the site and trying to put together a schedule based on all of that. So obviously, we're gonna be contacting a lot of your folks and saying, come to the meeting and talk about what you want and how you want it and all that stuff.
Perfect.
So we view them just like part of the project.
Okay.
So we'll talk to them about that. Then we can talk about going further. I'll talk to Fran more about the water, the sewer, those kinds of things, because obviously we're back to absolutely, get the thing looped, get the right stuff done, do all that. We'll plan that right in at the same time. So we're anxious to hurry up and get going. It take a little bit to get all that crew together. But we figure we can do that in the next couple of weeks. Get everybody in a room, get a schedule put together, and get going. Eric's already got 2 or 3 people that he's working with on next steps. I've got 2 or 3 more people that are driving me crazy to get the thing. So we're interested in get going. We like to try to actually start and put, and at least begin some construction before the snow flies, before the season ends. If we can possibly do that, we will. But that involves getting everything, selling the lots, closing in the lots, all that stuff. But this helps us now because when we do that, now those lots can have addresses and we can do those things so we can move forward with all that now. So we're talking to several people right now about trying to do it. If we can at least get the structures up, then You know, they can work a little bit on the inside. They don't need the power in the water and the sewer right now if we're, you know, in that stage of construction. As long as we can get going. So I would believe probably gonna be spring before we can do the heavy utility work. But being first on the list or last on the list is a big thing. If we can get last on the list this year, it's okay. But I know how those guys work. It might be a little tough, so just as soon as we can. So we'll be contacting Phil and a whole bunch of people to say, come on up and sit down in with it. Is there anybody that you'd like us to interface with from the board?
Yeah, I was gonna
Just to be
say,
sure?
either Pat, myself, Dan, I don't know,
Just to make sure so that you guys can be involved in what's going on.
yeah, we'll talk about amongst the three of us and just determine which one of us.
And we'll, you know, more the merrier, let's get in and get the thing done now, so. It's been a long time coming, so believe me, all of us.
I'm excited.
And we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you very much, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Makes sense. All right. Let's see,
The DRI.
DRI update. The RI update is that we're still waiting for the agencies to contact us. We did get contacted by the one agency that's gonna be doing, they're doing Little White Church and I think the festival grounds. I got an email today about that.
I thought Alyssa was doing festival events.
Well, it didn't come from her, but I have to see who it came from. There it is. Came from HCR. So HCR is designated state agency for the DRI project in the spreadsheet. Of course, I can't tell you
Yeah.
in the email, you have to open the spreadsheet and then go search. So for Village of Homer, oh no, there's a small projects fund. Okay, small projects fund and the Little White Church. That's right. That's why I didn't get too spun up about it when I got it. So I haven't heard from, and I emailed Lisa that question. I never got an answer to. Which is what would happen if we just refuse to do the festival grounds. Because they do not want to let us use that money for what we want to use it for. They want to make us,
That's not what they told us to
I
our
know.
face. So like it sat there and looked me right in the eye and lied to me.
We all-
That's our state government.
we all heard it, Ed, because
Lied right to me.
I know I did, and I know others that were there.
Cause I shut up. I says, okay, we got time. We backed off. And we didn't ask for changes because they said you could do it later. And then they said, oh, no, it's too late now.
So that's why I want to see what would happen. I'll admit now that it's playing a little bit of game of chicken with the state. Because we'll see who blinks first on this. Won't be me. But I want to pressure them into having to make a decision. On do they want to allow us to repurpose the funds for something that is basically the same goal? Or do they want a black eye of having a DRI project that just immediately comes off the table and doesn't get done? Because I don't know how we could
Turning a
explain.
basketball court 20 degrees and planting flowers around it for 1.2 million bucks. It's dumb.
I cannot,
That's what they want to
Yeah.
do.
I can't sell that to, I can't look residents in the eye and be like, yeah. This is what we decided to do with the $1.5 million that came to the village.
And we didn't really have a say in it. I mean, they screwed you guys, and you guys are on the committee, and they just run over you.
I tried to
And lie
stop
to
it.
you. I know you did. I know you did.
Every meeting I tried to stop it.
You know you did. Well, that's why we got Congress people and assembly people and state senators. What the hell?
HCR is covering Little
Small
White
projects.
Church and small projects. State is covering any of the municipal
The
projects.
bridge
So that'll be the bridge, the overlook,
and the
and the,
festival grounds.
I thought there was one more, I thought we had 4.
Marketing.
Marketing, signage.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that's great. I like that one.
And then, who else is covering the rest of the projects?
It's scattered.
Scattered.
ESF's doing, or ESD, Empire State Development's doing some. I think we got away where Parks wasn't gonna be involved in any of them, which is good.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so we'll see. We're still waiting to hear.
But now it's
Good
all
news.
those,
Oh, go ahead.
now it's all those individual agencies reaching out to the projects themselves
Yeah,
directly.
Good news is I did be able to submit the river trail, to,
oh, good.
so that one did get in, and I just had if I emailed you, I guess none of you were able to, pick up where I got frustrated. I gave you all the data I had, but I couldn't get back in. I just couldn't do the dog park. Unbelievable. I got a number, got a code, and then once you start it, I couldn't ever get back in. Unbelievable.
Well,
Just crazy.
was this through Grants Gateway or is this through the new system? Cause I know
It
that
was right online. It says CFA.
Well, I know, but
got
they-
the,
they were using this one system called Grants Gateway, I
I
believe.
wouldn't even know that.
And they.
And they were moving to a new system.
Well, anyhow, I got the one in and, we're asking, and this could be an issue with the village, but I think we'd be able to do something. But we're asking for, like a $1.1 million. And so they'll cough up 825, but that means you still gotta come up with 225,000 from the village somehow. And I think we would for a river trail. I think.
Well, for a trail, but is that for the trail or is that?
That's for the trail.
Study.
Well, it's for the study, the design, and maybe, the whole trail, by the way, not just a part of it. It's the whole thing.
Right,
All the releases, everything. I mean, it's done up with drawings and everything ready to go and blah, blah,
so
blah.
it's engineering and all that for the entire trail, basically, but
Entire trail.
it's not construction.
Not construction.
Right.
Construction is another 10 million bucks.
Hmm.
It's amazing what a trail costs.
Yeah,
And we had professionals cost this out, and we had phone calls with the river trail people in Albany, and they admitted that that's what it cost. Because we got data from what they spent in Syracuse just recently. So
Well-
it's real data. So
We
anyhow,
will
they
cross-
said, let's do it. And they said, damn it, nobody else is moving forward. Wink, wink. Chances are we're gonna get it.
well, we
So-
will see. We,
And the dog park will have to maybe work on it this winter or figure it out and then be able to submit it somehow next year along with like a casting pond and do the Leon Chandler stuff. I was teaching these guys how to fly cast there earlier. Of course, you're pretty good too.
I'm not good at it.
Well, it doesn't
That's
matter.
fun.
It doesn't matter. You will be after a few days. of
I mean, I'm
practice.
not gonna put a hook on mine, I just like to cast. I don't care if that kitchen.
We'll have video, that'll be part of the deal. We'll give you a little thumb drive with it, Anyhow, that's how's our living thing? Living park.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought because it was old business, we were gonna talk about that. Okay, sorry.
all right, moving on to next, approve Walker and Olson CDBG housing applications.
What is this?
These are we have this big CDBG fund that we got for improving housing in the village.
Yeah.
And people can apply. So here we've got someone that's applied for exterior carpentry, window and doors, electric, radon testing and roofing for 41,000.
We got $500,000.
Yeah,
I
It's
would
basically nothing.
I'd like to go ahead and approve both Walker and Olson for the CDBG housing applications.
Second. Thanks.
discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
It's a good thing, we still got a ton of more money. People keep, keep bidding, keep submitting.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the Redfield mortgage release. These are part of the ones that they've lived in the building for over 5 years.
Right.
And this is something that Tammy had started clearing out, and we need to continue
Yeah.
doing that. So I make a motion that we approve the Redfield mortgage release.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
I think we're gonna have to set up some sort of system to make sure that we keep up to date on these. This one was caught.
Right, okay. Approve EFC New York State revolving fund exhibit project 19. Right. 520.
What is this?
Let's see here.
I'm reading it, but I don't understand it.
I would say this is for the sewer project.
No, I'm for that.
Financing. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is just us basically approving this so that they can move forward and figure out what our financing is gonna be for the sewer fund,
Okay,
the sewer project,
no, we've been talking about this for a while.
yeah.
I highly approve.
Are you making a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the Environmental Facilities Corporation project 19520.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I'm
Aye.
All right, see. Right on the deadline. All right, next up. Appointments for the Tompkins Health Consortium.
And they used to serve on all these committees and now they need somebody.
Let's see,
I nominate Ms. Smith.
Well, I was wondering, the town is in the same health consortium. I'm wondering if this is something where we can have a joint rep. They already have a representative.
I don't know. I don't know if that would be,
Not
would
sure I
put
want
them in
that.
a conflict at some point or not.
Why, unless she doesn't want to. I think she'd be excellent.
Have you even talked to her about this, Sam?
Mhm.
Are you willing to do it?
That's fine with me.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe it's hard.
It's just time,
It's a time commitment.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go to a couple meetings, but it keeps us informed of what our health insurance and all that kind of stuff is, so it's. You kind of our eyes and ears, for we got 45 employees? Something like that,
More than that,
45?
I think. All right, okay, I found all the
That's important.
documentation for the. If you go, it was just in the wrong, this flyer was just in the wrong order. But after that is, all of it's all for the wastewater treatment project.
Oh, that, right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we're good, that's signed. All right, so. We need. Well, are you willing to do all three?
Sure.
Okay.
She's good.
All right, somebody gonna make the motion?
I make a motion to appoint Sam as our Tompkins Health Consortium representative in the Joint Committee, Board of Directors and Audit Committee.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. And American Legion and Village of Homer land swap.
How's that come?
So this was, Fran has a copy of the paperwork. And it is, he's reviewing it and he is, in contact with the Legion lawyer. So is everybody aware of the land swap that we're considering?
Yeah,
Okay, so is everybody for it?
yeah,
Pretty much, yeah. Why would you?
makes sense.
It's just, it's just cleaning up some,
It's better than a handshake.
yes. And it also helps legally in case of issues. So they'll move forward on that. As soon as that's ready, it'll come back before the board for our approval, once the lawyers have got everything straightened out. So hopefully at the next meeting, barring any issues, we'll be able to approve it and then we'll make the adjustments.
Yep. Okay, and village attorney has responded. Comments by board members. Start with you, Ed.
Very happy to turn in the River Trail CFA. I see paying the bills that our fire department pays about $5,500 to do CFA. So I saved us $5,500. So there,
God bless you.
yeah. So anyhow, I'm pretty proud of that. I think we're gonna win. We had the wink, wink, nod, nods. That they said, hey, nobody else is screwing around. We're tired of waiting for the city who's doing stuff and all that. And he says, we might as well start with you guys. So chances are we're gonna get the start of the river trail, which is gonna be really cool. Because once they start, they tend to keep funding you. So if they don't fund us, then they aren't gonna fund any of it.
Well, thanks.
So the 12 million is probably, even though that's a huge bite of the elephant, they're starting with one leg. So I think we're gonna get it, and that's gonna just revitalize having people come to Homer, starting in Turkey Park and going all the way down to the Homeville Museum, which is really great. We can do kayaks and that kind of stuff. We're gonna get summer jobs. You know, people can do that, because we gotta clean the river up too, get those trees out of it.
We have to do that anyway.
And we're getting our dam taken out, so that'll be a safety kind of thing. And so that's gonna be really cool. So aside from that, we didn't talk about, even though you said we are gonna talk about later, the river, or the ribbon.
That's
But I hope
the
it's
second
along-
meeting of the month. We go through
And
that.
I'll give you.
Oh, okay, I just
Line.
thought there would be a second, but anyhow, yeah, I'm pretty happy, and life is good, and the Brockway truck show was great, and we got Magic on Main Friday. I mean, this town, the village really rocks as such. I'm very proud to be here.
Coming right along.
It's a great village. Over.
Okay. Elizabeth.
So this is minor, but when we were going through the reports from our different departments, I noticed that the dog warden had a violation for a dog that was off the leash. And I just heard from a village resident about two people who were bitten by dogs that were off leash. And I saw another dog today that was off leash. So reminder to everybody that we have a leash law. And if people see dogs that are acting aggressively or causing some sort of threat or problem, they should call the police, who can get the dog warden involved right away. And hopefully we'll make sure that this is a safe community for all dogs, walkers, bikers, and let's see what makes sense.
Yeah, because as a dog owner, if your dog is off the leash and bites somebody, they're probably gonna destroy it. They don't generally, do anything else, so.
Residents, okay?
Yes,
Okay, good.
but I heard, yeah, about one dog that bit another dog, and then also a person who was.
They're breaking up a dog fight. Yeah.
What do you got, Kevin?
I got a couple of things. First off, just wanted to give a shout out to Chief Pittman for bringing the National Night Out thing and anybody that was involved with it. I myself had a great time. Didn't do as well at Cornwall as I wanted to, but it was a beautiful thing. And like, at the same time, hats off to the Village of Homer Fire Department and Chief Jay Riley. And not just him, but all chiefs and anybody that was involved.